Well, guys, we have got some massive SBCs coming for the Team of the Year warm-up series in just a couple of days here. We've got a couple of huge icons. A big hero has been leaked, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. We've got evolutions leaked, or at least, well, we need to discuss the evolutions because a lot went into that today. There was a lot of drama actually with it all over social media from random, you know, the whole Twitter FIFA verse that we kind of dive into and on our channel. People were not happy with each other, apparently. But yeah, there's a lot to get into actually today. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. I'll try and help break it all down. We'll talk about the market too a little bit. I'm sure there's other stuff too I'm forgetting, but thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the birthday wishes as well, and I hopefully don't sound, hopefully I'm sounding a little better. I feel a little bit better. But okay, let's begin. Well, first of all, actually, let's not begin with this because I don't know what I'm even doing on the console. There was no content today pretty much at all. Sunday Evos aren't a thing anymore, I guess. I don't know why. But okay, for the leaks part of the video, we got to figure out if the leaks are true or not. So let's just begin with these Evo leaks that came out today. Fut Marshall, who we've seen a couple of times on the channel. He's not a regular, but we've seen him a couple of times. He tweets this out. Team of the Year Bronze Glow Up. Release date 24th to 26th of January. Next leak is at 1,000 likes. And here are the requirements right here. 64 overall, 89 pace, yada, yada, yada. He has the boost in here, finesse shot plus and technical plus. All those play styles, weak foot +1, skill moves +1, plus 30 overall, right? And this price was 375,000 coins or 1,500 FC points, apparently, according to Fut Marshall, right? And these boosts are obviously insane. And this was causing hella hype today. 1 million views, right? 1 million views on this tweet. Everyone's like, okay, Team of the Year Bronze Evo, that's pretty cool, right? But then there was this tweet that I saw by Fut Marshall. We are being threatened by big accounts not to share any more evolution leaks. They will try to spread lies about us. Be aware, more leaks are coming. I was like, okay, I can get behind a sort of guy who's kind of going rogue and exposing maybe leaks that are in Discords out there, people that are trading with them, right? Because we know that exists. I was like, okay, I can get behind this guy a little bit. And then I saw this. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Fut Marshall giveaway. 18,500 FC points for 5 people, 12,000 for 10 people. Do the math on that, and this guy is just giving away like 1,800 bucks on FC points. What? Sorry, like where are you getting these from? So this sort of sparked the like whole integrity debate on like, can we even trust this dude? Because this is a fucking absurd amount of money to just be giving away as a leaker with 4,000 followers. I didn't look at his bio. 17 leaks, 17 right, 0 wrong, period. I mean, this guy's got to be 14, right? I mean, there's no other way. Then there was this tweet from Razzer exposing this fraud as 2 jokes. He DM'd him saying, hello, if you repost my giveaway and I get to 1,000 followers, I will make you win one of the 18,500 point codes. So obviously, that's not a great look. And then there was this tweet that Pakelme tweeted out saying, this is database mining, correct? And then down here in the replies, McGuire Leaks, who is a literal data miner and source code explorer, he says, no. He says, I can't tell you where he wrote this BS down, but I can tell you that this Evo coincidentally fits the Tyreek George bronze card perfectly. Every boost ends up on the Evo limit without wasting any points of the Evo, even 1-star weak-footed skills to get him to 5-star, 5-star. This is no game data. So long story short, this guy is basically full of shite. Steaming hot, smelly pile of feces is what this guy's full of. And he's got a couple more of them too, so if you see them on Twitter, don't listen to them, okay? There is pretty much no way in hell that they are correct. And now on to our Team of the Year warm-up SBCs. We've got 4 of them to talk about today, and EA really want you to drain that fodder. So first one's Patrick Vieira, right? It's Thunderstruck Vieira as well, which, guys, I am not going to like the fact that everybody can get this card. And I know that sounds dumb, because, like, obviously I want people to have good cards, but just for my gameplay enjoyment, like, this card is insane, okay? Vieira this year, I have him in my team. I packed him like a week ago, right, or something like that. That card is ridiculous, and this card's going to be, it's intercept plus, I mean, this card's going to be ridiculous. I shouldn't say going to be, he's already out, but you guys know what I mean. That's a pretty awesome SBC. Then we got Yap Stam, the prime hero Yap Stam as well, with Bruiser Plus and great in-game stats, hero chemistry. It's like Company from last year, right? So that's going to be very useful for teams and tempting to complete. And then we've known about Kingsley Coman for a while, right? Like a few days now, but now we know what's going to come during Team of the Year warm-up series. series, which means it'll probably be better than it could have been. You know, they're going to want to release all the crazy shit right now. So any flashback that comes out, or really any SBC at all that comes out during this time, should be pretty great. So I would expect Kingsley Coman to like get an upgrade basically on what we thought he could be. So that's one of the 4 SBCs there. And then last but not least, it was one that many people wanted to see, and that was Ronaldinho. Dino is going to be coming in just the coming days here. So most people were obviously very excited to see Dino was coming out. Some weren't as much. Here's an example. Pakelme, funnily enough, welcome back. He says, EA really thought after the pain people went through doing his SBC last year to find out he was below the power curve to make it the main SBC of Team of the Year. Interesting choice. And this is where it's like, I understand that maybe in terms of like the best card that you could possibly get in the game, a 1 playstyle plus Dino might not be that, you know? I definitely can understand that, but Ronaldinho is so many people's favorite players. Like the fact that you will be able to craft him, even if he's like mad expensive, Team of the Year is going to have a ton of fodder, or ways to acquire fodder, sorry. I mean, I find it hard to complain about Ronaldinho coming this soon. That I find it hard to believe. I mean, his base card prior to this leak was how many coins? He's 2.8 million right now, and he was 3.2 prior to the leak. When was the last time EA released an SBC before June, or you know, maybe say May, like early team of the season, like early May, that is an icon that's worth like 2.5 mil plus? I mean, that you almost never see that. So to sit here and be like they really chose this, that's kind of an L. I can't get behind that personally, but I do sort of see like, yeah, in terms of the best possible card, you could probably find a 2 playstyle plus card that might end up being slightly better in game than a Dino 93, but it's Ronaldinho. Okay, you can't complain too much. If the price is bad, then we can complain. But also, guys, this is just the warm-up. This is not like the main attractions for Team of the Year. This is the warm-up series that we are getting 4 SBCs for. We are going to see so many goddamn players coming out over the next 2 weeks. And really, it's 3 weeks. Over the next 3 weeks, there will be so many players. This is a fraction of it. And the fact that Dino is one of the like warm-up players is a very good sign to me. But once again, save your fodder, okay? As much as you can, save your fodder. Unless you like know, as a matter of fact, when Dino drops, you're going to complete him, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, then it's like, yeah, go for it. If you know you're gonna complete, yeah, abstam, you know, just go for it, right? But the gamble stuff right now that you'll see during warm-up series, that you'll see before we get to the actual, like, you know, meat and potatoes of the biggest promo of the year, just hold off, okay? Don't blow your load yet. Just edge a little bit, all right? Edge with us. Wait, look at this FUT agent tweet here talking about the FUT Marshall bronze glow up leak, right? He says 375k, but only +1 weak foot and skill moves, all attacking play styles. Think better. The only thing he says is just think better. And you know what? FUT agent might be preaching here. And he also does say Matteo Guendouzi can fit in one of the next evolutions as well. And this guy replied saying, I'm more than happy with mine. And FUT agent replies saying it will be better, which with an 89 center mid intercept plus with these stats, apparently it's going to be better than this card. So take that for whatever you will. But it's kind of funny. Like, we make fun of FUT agent like every day. I mean, that's just what we do, right? And you don't realize how good you have it until a FUT Marshall rolls around and you're like, hey, FUT agent ain't so bad. And thought this was a really interesting tweet from Unique Riggers, and just looking at all of the Hullet Gang cards on Ultimate Team each year, right? FIFA 15, 16, you're at 10 and 14, then 51, then up to 120, then 142, then 207 in FIFA 22. We scroll down real slowly here. FIFA 23 is 247, right? Right now, just in your head, take a guess at what you think the FC24 number was for the entire year. So obviously it's in total rising up since, you know, the dawn of Ultimate Team, right? 40 more than the previous year, and that year was 60 more than the previous year before that. Just take a guess at what you might think it might be and tell me if you were close or if you were way off. Because FC24 had how many Hullet Gang cards? It had 533 Hullet Gang cards, double the amount of the previous year. And in this year so far, we have 94. And I don't know what that pace looks like. I don't know if we're on pace to go with the exact same as last year. I would assume it'll be close to that. But what do you make of just that gigantic leap in the amount of cards with all 80 stats? I think that part of this is probably evolutions too, you know, factoring in the power curve a bit. And looking back at this now, like our criticisms last year where the power curve moved so quickly, right? It moved so fast last year, probably the fastest it's ever moved. And so when they do drop some content on FC25 that isn't maybe the most hyped due to like the players not looking so insane, right? I do think we should give them some slack for that, because if we do want it slower, we need to be aware that that's going to happen. However, we ended up with Winter Wildcard 2 Playstyle Plus cards this year. I would have actually, like, looking back on it now with Winter Wildcards, I would have actually kind of liked the direction they were going with the power curve if they didn't introduce 2 Playstyle Plus cards yet. And then they just did out of nowhere, which was really strange. And now I'm sure for Team of the Year, they all will have 2 Playstyle Pluses, and hopefully the nominees do as well. That would be kind of cool, or at least some of the nominees. But just a strange decision, though. You know, I wonder who's making these decisions behind the scenes, right? Just thought it was kind of interesting to think about and talk about. And also, speaking of old FIFAs, we do have now a special Bailly, a special Smalling, and a special Butland. So the trio of hell, the 3 pillars of Satan himself, you can now have special cards with, which is kind of a good little homage to days of the past, I suppose. And okay, onto the market. I think the same sentiment remains really when we talk about the buy time, right? The buy time, I feel like it's going to be the night before Team of the Year, like a Rivals Rewards or something like that, because by that point, Dino, Vieira, those guys should be out already. And of course, we don't know what's coming out for Team of the Year, but unless it's something that's like mind-blowing, I mean, I'm talking a flashback Ronaldo, right? Or a flashback Messi, or a, you know, something just the most, like one of the most ridiculous SBCs that we've seen in a long time. I think the market just really is just going to go up from like the first or second day of Team of the Year. That would be my guess. I don't think the stuff today really changes that too much. Now, there were some questions about when do we sell fodder, because everyone wants to know, should I take my money and run, or should I wait? And 91s are 41k. Guys, 91s are double their price. They are literally from their lowest point at like 21,000, double their price. I bought some at 24. Some of you in the comments said you bought 89s at 10k. You doubled your money. So I think honestly, when exchanges come out, that will be the best time to sell 89s. Now, I won't lie to you, I took my money already. I am never against just being like, yeah, I'm selling now because yeah, I can make maybe 1,000 or 2 or 3 more on each card. I'm already up 8.5. Like, I'm just gonna take that shit and run and then maybe invest in more stuff, right? I'd always rather sell too early than too late, but you can do what you'd like. I do think 89s will be at their like most sellable price when exchanges come out. We don't even know if exchanges will come out yet, by the way. I'm just guessing that they will within the next like week and a half. I think that will be the prime time. But once again, you'd have to hold for like a week and a half. And of course, there's always that risk that, oh yeah, what if the icon pick expires and then exchanges aren't out for another week, and it's like, oops, 89s actually are back down to 13k and I didn't sell them yet, so I gotta just keep holding. You know, it can be a bit of a risk reward situation there, because these could go up to 24,000, 25,000 if exchanges come out. But yeah, it's kind of all I gotta say about that. But okay, let's read your comments now. I'm actually reading from my second channel. I uploaded a video on there talking about pack weight and stuff like that. I talked about why it's scary that you can't trust any pack you open anymore, and I explained why in that video. And Patrick Bateman, who ironically has the Team of the Year Messi in his profile picture, it ain't scary if you don't spend money on the packs. And sure, it's like not as scary because it's not your real life money, of course, but it's still, I mean, you literally could open a numeral FUT guarantee player that you earned for playing a certain amount of games and some objective out there that you, or like squad battles rewards per se, right? And it could be glitched or bugged with a shit card and you have absolutely no idea. That can still be scary, because you could be opening a shit ton of packs every year, and I don't mean like 90% of the packs you open are bugged. I just mean like maybe once a month, once every few weeks, just giving a hypothetical sort of like time frame where you opened a bugged pack that you didn't know was bugged, right? That, like, over time, adding all that up, even though you didn't spend real money on those packs, it still can be, I mean, really just not great to think about, right? And there was this sort of like debate about what exactly is regulated about the odds or pack weight itself, because Cyber Mario says none of it is regulated, but then Anthony down here is like, it's not how it works. The odds are there by law. If they didn't care and did whatever they want, then they wouldn't give compensation that easily. So I think there's 2 interesting points here, because like, yeah, if it was like not enforced at all, you know, would they give compensation out like that? You know, what's making them do that? Is somebody forcing them to do that? Because that would make it seem like, yeah, there must be some regulation that they care about following, because otherwise compensation would probably never happen. But also, if there was some even little bit of regulation in there, the way the odds are set up, like the way that they're listed, are so, I mean, you guys know how misleading they all can be, or just how vague they can be. I think it's a better word to say, because you can have a winter wildcard icon player in your odds and it's 2%. What are the odds of Pele? I mean, you have no idea. The odds of a certain card, you just don't get to know. You know the odds up to a point where EA like allow you to see the odds. Otherwise, you can't see them. So it just makes you wonder like what exactly is being monitored and watched and what isn't. Because some things, like Anthony says, yes, I mean, why would they give compensation if there was 0 people monitoring anything at all? But then also, if there are people monitoring it, maybe they just don't know anything about the game because they're doing a pretty shit job of like making it transparent as to what pack weight looks like, what pack odds look like, right? So I don't know. It's a really interesting topic. And what do you guys think about it? But okay, my throat's killing me. And okay, speaking of that, I was seeing throat goat in the comments. Throat goat in the comment section is crazy. But yes, my throat hurts. I'm out of here. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. Peace.